Hello everyone and welcome to Merlin's Manor. Today I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough and teaching how to play Wingspan. Now I'm only teaching the solo mode of Wingspan. If you don't already know how to play the multiplayer, you may want to go over to Watch It Played and check out their great videos on how to play the multiplayer. But since he leaves you to figure out the solo mode on your own, I figured I would teach that. And so I'm going to start out by teaching the very basics, and some of the stuff I'm going to teach as we go along because it's going to be easier that way. First of all, this is how I set up for a solo game of Wingspan. I have all my food within reach over here. And here I have a dish to keep my food in. I've already selected my cards that I wanted. I only wanted 2 cards. And so that means I get to keep 3 different food types since I am discarding 3 birds. I also have a little container to keep my green cubes over here, my player cubes. And so I've got all that set up and ready to go. Here's where I put my goal board. And if you see, we're going to start out with birds with stick nests with an egg in them. And so we're going to want to count, we want to get birds with stick nests down and get at least 1 egg in each of those for them to count. Then second round goal is going to be birds in the grassland. Third round goal is going to be sets of eggs in the different ones. I'll explain that when we get to round 3, exactly how that works. Round 4 is going to be eggs in a whole nest. And so we're going to try and get whole nest birds played or star nests, both count for any of these goals, and get eggs into those nests. Next here is where we have the draw cards and then the face-up cards right there, right below. I've got the bonus cards here ready to go, and discard pile for them, discard pile for birds. Over here we have the Automa section. Everything's contained in one little area for me there for the Automa. And the first thing we do for Automa is we give her a bonus card. And the bonus card has to, first of all, have a percentage on the bottom there. Has to have a percentage on the bottom. If it does not have a percentage on the bottom, you discard that card and draw a new one until you find the one that has a percentage that also is not breeding manager or backyard birder. Those cards will not work either for Automa. So you find one with a percentage that's not backyard birder or breeding manager, and that will be the card that's going to tell you which cards Automa is going to gain that are face up throughout the game. Automa will gain one that if it has in this case, birds with a bowl nest. Right now there's 2 that qualify. The star nest qualifies and the bowl nest qualifies. What would happen if Automa were to get a face up card at that point? Both of these would go away. Automa would get the higher value one, which is the 6-point valued one here, would go into Automa's face-up cards, and then this one would go and be discarded when that happens. And so I'm going to go over more of the actions that happen with Automa as we hit them during the game, but I just want to get that out of the way to let us know how this card works. Next thing is when it comes to the goals, we have a sheet here, or well, not a sheet, but a player, like a card here that lets us know how many towards the goal Automa will start out with. And so today we're doing birds with stick nests with at least an egg in them. And so we're going to look on here, and that's going to be the top one there. And so Automa will start out with 0 towards that goal, and we'll be adding cubes depending on what comes up for Automa in Automa's deck as we go along, and I'll explain that as we hit that, because that's a lot easier to explain as we go along. And so that's the basic setup. We got Automa's cards here. We have a round card here, which tells you round 1, and then later you'll flip it for round 2, then you'll turn it over. That lets you know exactly where things are going to go. We have a deck of the Automa's cards here, which we're going to be flipping as we go along and telling us what Automa does. And those will get flipped right onto there. And that is the basic gist of how things start out. I'm going to explain the rest as we go. Let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I've already chosen my cards that I wanted to keep. I've only kept 2 cards. I didn't really like a lot of what was given to me, but I went ahead and kept the brown-headed cowbird and the osprey. And we'll see how that works out for me. My bonus card that I decided to keep was the nest box builder. So we're looking for the whole nest there. Birds that qualify for that, which I don't have any yet, but that's also the 4th goal is going to relate to that, so I decided might as well go after that, see if I get more along the way. So let's go ahead and get started. First turn goes to the player, and so I'm going to choose what I want to do. And I actually want, because I like one of the birds that's down there, I'm going to rush and go ahead and grab Wilson Storm Petrel. There's two reasons I wanted to grab this. One, it's a star nest, and it has a good bonus there. At the bottom is a brown power. I get to draw one for each empty card slot on that row when I activate the brown power, which is going to be good early on in the game. So I want to grab that for that reason. Also because it's a 6-point card that counts towards Automa's goal, which means she would get a 6-point card if the face-up got drawn there. So I want to go ahead and get that out of the way to keep Automa from getting 6 points right off the bat. So now we go ahead and draw Automa's first card, and this is what that looks like. And you see, you've got Automa's going to get an egg, and if there were any cubes on Automa's card, which there aren't going to be since this is the first turn of the round, one would get removed because it's a blue cube with an X through it. But nothing actually happens because Automa doesn't have any yet. I hate when those ones come up first thing, but you can't help that. So Automa gets an egg. I just kind of keep the eggs just kind of up here out of the way so that they can count it at the end towards Automa's score. So the next thing I'm going to do is I have one fish, but I need to get more fish in order to be able to play this card here. And so what I'm going to do next is go get food, which I can only get one food right now, unfortunately. So I'll go ahead and take one fish and move on. Now Automa is going to take another turn. And this one, we see that Automa is going to get a face down card and add a cube to the card. Now they tell you to add the cubes over here on the goal card, but I'm not too big of a fan of that. One, because you have to reach a lot further away from the Automa area. You could set it up in a different place, but also because you're covering up the goal as you're doing that. I prefer actually just to put it right here on this card where you're already keeping track of all the Automa stuff anyway. So that's what I actually do. You can do it either way, whichever way works best for you. And so now since it's face down, Automa will get a face down card and then discard all of the rest of these cards. I'm actually going to put that there. And then the new cards come up. Now I am going to play, actually I'm going to go ahead and play, I'm going to go ahead and play that one. For a worm and 2 fish. In order to do that, I actually put my cube here at the top. There's no egg right there, so that means I don't pay any eggs. I just pay the food cost. Now we move on to Automa. Automa now is going to get a cube and a face-up bird. So put a cube on there. And a face-up bird that meets its thing. There are none that have a bowl nest, so actually we'll not take a face-up bird. We'll instead get a face-down bird. You do not reset the birds in this case. Next thing we do is go to our turn, and I am going to play a bird right here, a pink powered bird. Get that out really quick, and that will cost me a wheat. So I pay the wheat, move that down. Automa's next turn. Now Automa gets food and starts with that one right here on this side. And it's going to go after the combo wheat worm, but there is no combo wheat worm in the bird feeder. Next we go to the worm, and there is a worm in the bird feeder. So we go ahead and take the worm out of the bird feeder. If there had been more than one worm, we would take as many worms as were in the bird feeder out. And next, you'll also notice that there is a thing there that says all pink powers activate. If you have a pink power, it will activate. You will get the bonus. You don't have to worry about exactly what the bonus is. You just, since when another player takes the lay eggs action, that means the lay eggs action has been taken. It could have said anything about food or habitats or whatever it says, and as many as you have pink powers, all of them will activate. And so go ahead and you lay, mine says you lay an egg on another bird with a bowl nest, star nest count for that. And so I will go ahead and get to lay an egg there. I need to get some more bowl nests out though, or I won't be able to lay any more because Wilson Storm Petrel can only take 1 egg. That bird could be pretty good. Goes towards the end goal a little bit. Goes towards my bonus goal. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and get some birds. I'm going to start by getting this for this action here. And then when I come here, it says draw 1 for each empty card slot in this row. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 card slots that are empty in that row. So I get to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. I could have taken them from different decks if I wanted to. That doesn't really matter that much. And so I got a bunch of bird cards now that I can try and choose between. And I keep my bird cards face up when playing one player because there's nobody to cheat off me, nobody to see what I've got, so I can just go ahead and do that. Now we go ahead and do Automa's next turn. Now Automa is going to get an egg, and that is all. So let me make sure I haven't forgotten to add any cubes here. 1 cube, 2 cubes. Okay, yeah, we're fine. So it gets 1 egg. Oh, this was supposed to get replaced. And now I have to decide what I'm going to do, because I have a lot of different cards that could be played. I think I am going to try and get food for my red cockaded woodpecker. So I'm going to come up here. Oh, no, I'm not going to come up there because there's no food in there that I need for that bird. Huh, this is getting awkward at this point. Well, I still need to get food because I can't play anything right now without food. So I may go for food for a different bird for now. You know what? There is a fish. So I'm going to go ahead and get the fish for my osprey. And that comes over there. Okay, going to remove food and activate all pink powers. Unfortunately, activation of pink powers isn't going to help me. First one on the list is a rat, so we take the rat out. Oh, that should have gone over. And now nothing else happens, so we move on to my next turn. And now there's only 1 food left in the bird feeder. I'm going to go ahead and come here. And I'm going to reset the bird feeder. Since there's only 1 food left in there, I can do that. And now, what do I need? I need the berry here. So I'm going to go straight after that berry. Come on over. I'm doing bad towards the goal this round. And then, so we got face up bird. That's all that's happening. There's no extra actions. So let's see if any of them match. None of them match the bull nest, so it gets a face down. And now I am going to get more food. I need a worm, so I'm going to take this worm wheat combo thing here and choose the worm. Move that down. Now I have enough to play my birds for next round. I can't play them yet this round because this round is over as soon as Automa takes Automa's last turn. And for this one, we are going to do 1 face down card. They're going to reset, and one of these is going to come off. So these reset. I'm not going to bother actually resetting them because it is the end of the round. I hate just putting birds out there just to throw them right back out. I guess technically you're supposed to do that. Well, how about we do that then? 1, 2, 3, just like that, because they're going to immediately go away. So Automa got 1 on the card towards the goal. 0 was the starting. And so I actually got 1. We actually tied for first place on that one because we both got 1 towards the goal of having a bird with a stick nest with an egg in it. So that just kind of worked out that my 1 counted. And remember, the star nest counts. So we go ahead and sweep these all back in here. If there were any more over here, we'd put those off. We would reset the bird feeder. No, not sorry, the bird feeder. You don't reset the bird feeder between rounds. You reset the bird cards. That's what I meant to say there. And then we go right on to the next round. We got to reshuffle these. Also, there is a card that says remove after round 1. You find that card and remove it. Or if you don't want to bother looking for it, you could always just remove it when it popped up. Same effect. You just won't do what's on the card. It actually doesn't have anything for rounds 2, 3, or 4. You flip this card over so that round 2 is pointing to the right place for round 2 cards. And for round 2, we're going with birds in the grasslands. So we flip this card to where it says round 2 on the bottom, and we look for where it says birds in a habitat, and that's going to be 1. It's that top section right there. You see it says 1. On the bottom is where you're going to see the round number. Right there it says round 2. And so there's 1 is the starting for Automa. So we will remember that towards the end, that you're going to be adding 1 to whatever amount of cubes are over here. And so now the first thing I am going to do is I am going to play this bird here. So I put my cube. Oh, that cube I guess wanted to come more. And there's no egg cost associated with this column, so I go straight into paying the cost in food, which is a worm and a berry. And I'm going to draw 2 new bonus cards and keep 1. Got birds with predator powers, which I don't have any yet. Birds that can only live in the forest habitat. I have 1 currently towards that. It's not a habitat I generally fill up. I could get the 4 points fairly easily. I'm probably not going to get the 8 points. I've got a couple birds I could play towards the falconer, which is birds with a predator power. I think I'm going to keep the falconer just to see how that one works out for me and get rid of the forester. I'm not a big forester fan because generally I try to get it to where I can get 2 food a turn and then I move on to focus on other things. It's just the way I kind of play. Each person can play a little bit differently there. So let's go ahead and move on to Automa's first turn of the round. We're going to start looking at where it says round 2. And for round 2, we're going to do a face-up bird. So the face-up bird for round 2. Again, none of them match. Automa's getting very unlucky. Or you could say lucky because you wouldn't want it to be this one because it's only 1 point for Automa. Well, we would. I guess I will go ahead and play the osprey. I come here, I have to pay 1 egg to play it. So bye-bye egg. And then we move it on over after I pay my fish. There we go. Moving on to Automa's next turn. Automa is going to get food and activate pink powers. I got rid of an egg just in time to get it back. So it's going to start with the berry. There's no berries. Then it's going to move on to the rats. There are no rats. And then finally fish. There are fish, so it's going to take both fish out of the bird feeder. And now I got a lot of animals that can use fish, and this gives me fish when I do it. So why don't I go ahead and work on getting more bird cards because I'm also going to get fish. Oh, and I forgot to add my egg for the pink power there, activating, so there we go. So I'm going to get 2 bird cards. This one's worth a lot of points and goes towards the goal at the end and my regular goal, so I think I'm going to grab that one as one of my 2 cards. And then I'm going to take my luck here. I'm getting a lot of wetlands birds, and I can't play all these wetland birds because there's just too many of them. All players gain a fish, but Automa does not gain anything when you have a brown power that says all players gain something. Automa neither gains nor loses anything. Then draw 1 for each empty space. I still have 3 empty spaces, so 1, 2, 3 cards. And I'm really beginning to wish that I had gotten the bonus card for having cards at the end of your game, because I'm going to have a lot unless I start getting a really big tucking engine going here. Okay. So I got so many cards, I don't even know what to do with these cards. Automa's turn now. Automa is going to get 2 eggs and remove... Well, I'm not going to remove anything because there aren't any there to remove, but it's going to get 2 eggs. And now for my turn. I guess I'm going to go ahead and get some food for something that I need. I guess I'll go ahead. I'm getting food. I can pay a card to get another. So I'm going to go ahead and discard that card to get 2 food. The food that I want probably going to be a wheat. I get to roll. And actually, I'm going to go after a rat now. Changing what I'm going after for a second. Move that over. Now Automa takes its next turn, which is a face-up bird and a cube. Now we got to flip this back up. Again, still no of the right nests, so just a face-down bird. And now I'm going to get out the Chihuahuan raven. To do that, I'm going to... Oh wait, no, I can't do that yet. This egg should have been... No, that's right. So to do that, I'm going to play this right here. Pay 1 egg. And pay a rat. And 2 any is what that symbol, those symbols mean there. So boom, boom, and boom. To get this one down, this is a pretty strong card to get out early game because you can discard 1 egg from any of your other birds to gain 2 food from the supply, and it keeps you from having to come up here to get your food. That's a pretty powerful card. Now the Automa. Going to add a cube and get a face down card, which means it's going to reset the cards. Let's add the cube first. Reset these. It's 1 face down, and then the rest come up. So I'm going to do an egg action to get 3 eggs. I need to make sure one of them is on another bird. Let's go ahead and load up my other birds, except for that one, which I need to keep free in case the pink powers activate. Come here, discard 1 from another bird. Let's just go with this one. In order to get 2 any food from the supply. What do I need from the supply? I need a worm and a berry. Okay. Coming on down. And this is removed after round 2. I'm going to go ahead and remove it now so we don't have to worry about looking for it later. And then here we go. We are going to be doing a face down card again. So all those are going to disappear. And there's nothing else on there, so they're just going to disappear. Grab 1. How about we go for the middle this time? Bronze cowbird. Cooper's hawk. And snowy egret. And now, for my last thing of this round. For this round, we flip this over to round 2 and we look to see how they're doing. They start out with 3. Sorry, no. Start out with 1 bird. Starts out with 1 bird in habitat. And so they got 2 so far because of that. I have 2. It'd be nice if I could get another bird played, but I can't really in that habitat. So I'm just going to go ahead. I mean, I could, but it'd be kind of a waste. Because I have this one here that I could technically play, but I don't have another bird that I could play along with it, and so its white power would be wasted, and it's only a 2-point bird. Without using that power, it really isn't that worth it. But I will play this one here. And so I got to put my cube up here, pay 1 egg. I'll pay it from here. And pay berry and a worm. Move that on down. Automa, let's hope it doesn't add a cube. Automa takes away a cube. So 2 eggs and minus a cube. I'm going to double. I'm going to double check real quick. Yep. Okay, so now we look at the end goal. Look at the goal here at the end, and so I have 2 birds, and Automa wound up with only the 1 bird that it started out with at the round, so I won that one, 2-1. I did not expect to win that one. I expected at best to tie it, but at the very end there, the cube got taken away. Now these get reset. Out come the new ones. Okay. There's a 5 and an 8.1. It goes towards Automa's goal. That does not look good. I do not like that idea at all. I may have to go after a bird card just to keep Automa from getting 8 points. Clear these off. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. I get 2 cards. I'm going to go ahead and get both of these. Then I can tuck a card from your hand behind. I think I will tuck the 8.1 because that's a little expensive for me to be worrying about playing at this point in the game. Well, then again, so that one's 5 and it's... Yeah, I'm going to go with tucking that one. I get a point for each tucked card, by the way, at the end of the game. All players gain 1 fish, and then I get to draw 2 cards. I'm going to draw 1 from each of these. Okay. Now this comes up, and this comes up. I played adequate defense. Oh, I forgot to shuffle these. Bring it to round 3, so flip that over. Now for round 3, pink powers are going to activate, and they're going to take berries out of the bird feeder. There's 1 berry. All pink powers activate, so I get an egg right there. And now, what am I going to work towards? I could work towards that. So I need to get food, but the way I'm going to get food is I'm going to actually come here. I can get 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3 eggs. Come here, discard this egg to gain 2 from the supply. And what I need is 2 wheat. Boom, boom. Just like that. Now, Automa's turn. Going to get a face-up bird and a cube. None of the face-up birds qualify, so we're going to go ahead and get another face-down bird. And then 1 cube goes there. By the way, for this goal, sets of eggs in the various habitats. Automa is going to start out with 1, according to the bottom of this card, towards that goal. And what that goal means is you're going to basically take the row that has the least amount of eggs on it at the end of the round, because you're going to want to count how many sets of eggs you have across the 3 different habitats. And so if there were 2 here, let's say there was 3 here and 3 here, I would get 2 because that's the amount that has the lowest amount on it. Because I have a set of 2, 2, and 2. The extra ones don't count towards the set. It doesn't matter if they're here, here, and here, or it's all in 1 row. It doesn't really matter. Or sorry, all in 1 column. It doesn't matter. You'll count the one that has the least amount, because that means you have that many as a set of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that kind of thing. Right now I have 3, 0, and 2. So I need to get at least 2 in here to be able to maximize what I currently have. Next thing I'm going to do is yet another egg action. utilizing my Chihuahuan Raven to its most. Let's go ahead and put one more egg there. A couple eggs there. And an egg there. Then I go ahead and get rid of one of these eggs to get 2 from the supply. And I'm going to get a worm. And I'm going to get another worm. Now let's see what Automa has us do next. Automa is going to take a face down card. So these go away. It's a face down card, and then up comes the new cards. And there's a bowl nest for 1. Let's hope Automa gets that. Well, Automa may get the 3 star nest there. Is what will happen if Automa gets that. That's not too bad. Still 1 less than the default for a face down card. So what I'm going to do next is I am actually going to come here and pay 1 egg from here to play this bird here. It's going to cost, okay, oh, there it is. It's going to cost a worm to play that. And then it says play a second bird, pay its normal cost. So I'm going to play that one. It's going to cost me 2 eggs. And it's going to cost, because there's 2 eggs at this part now, and it's going to cost me a worm and 2 wheat. Just like that, I played 2 birds in this turn, thanks to that. And now the when played power over here is to draw 2 new bonus cards and keep 1. So birds that eat berries, which I only have 2 so far that do that, or birds that eat only worms. I have nothing that eats only worms, so I'm going to keep the one that eats berries. I at least have 2 towards that, which is already what I need to get the first goal for. I can already get 3 points for the bonus card for that. Now Automa's turn. Going to get 2 eggs and a cube towards the goal. So right now, Automa's got 3 points towards the goal, and I have none so far. That means I am going to be doing an egg action to at least contend. Could have been a contender. I am a contender. So, and now I have a new bowl nest that I can start adding things to. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna come. Actually, no way. Is that right? Yeah, that's the best I can do with what I got. So, discard 1 egg. Might as well. I can't get above 2 on this goal because there's only 2 eggs that can come to this one. Discard 1. I did that to gain 2 from the supply. What do I want to work towards? How about I get a couple of worms? Okay. Now Automa is going to be adding a cube. Oh well, I probably wasn't going to catch Automa anyway. And a face-up bird. So Automa will get this 3.1 because it's a star nest, which counts towards the nest for the bowl nest. And this 1.1 is going to go in the discard pile. And then you replace those. And that is how that works. This is the first time we've had a successful one for Automa there, and it's actually worth less points than face down one, which is what we try and aim for. We try to get rid of the ones that are worth more, if we can. And now for this last turn. I still need more food to play that bird. So I think I'm going to come do egg action. And I will play 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Then I discard 1 in order to get the food that I need, which I need a wheat. And at this point, I might just go with a fish. Yeah, I'm going to go with a fish to be able to play that bird. Okay. Moving on. Automa is going to take its last turn for the round. And it's going to be getting food and activating pink powers. So the food it's going to take is going to be the rat, it looks like. And activating pink powers, which means I get to play an egg on this bird right here. And that's the end of the round. Automa got 4 towards the goal. I got 2 towards the goal because there's 2 here, 5 here, 5 here. So I have a set of 2 coming on down like that. That's how that works. I have 2 on this row, 2 on this row, 2 on this row. So Automa gets first. I get second. And we move on to the final round, which the goal for the round is eggs in this type of nest here that has the hole in the middle. I've got 1, 2, 3 birds that work towards that. This one can hold 4 eggs, that one can hold 2 eggs, that can hold 1 egg. Let's see how many Automa is going to start out with. So it's eggs in a nest. Automa is going to start out with 7. 7 right there. That's going to be hard to beat. Let's see if I can find the round 3 card. Here's the round 3 card. Get that one out. Flip this over. And we got to beat 7. Right now the most I can hold is 4, 5, 6, 7 is the most I can hold. So the most I can hope for without adding any birds, although I'm adding 1 bird, so 7. I can hold up to 11 eggs with that bird that I'm going to add. Oh my. Well, if I do that one too, I can hold up to 13. Okay, I got ways I can make this work for me. Okay. So let's go. First thing I'm going to do in this round is, well, let me make sure I have what I need to do that. Let's see, for this bird I need that, that, and that. I actually need to come here and do an egg action first. I think this is going to be the best way to do this. Actually, you know what? Maybe I won't even worry about that. I'm not even going to worry about doing that first. I'm going to, first of all, come and play bird here. And I'm going to play this one. I'm going to, since I don't have what I need for it, well I do, but I need it for the next bird. I'm going to play 2 fish instead of the berry or the worm. If I'd planned that better, I would have had what I needed for it, but that's okay. And it allows me to play a second bird. Oh, I also got to play an egg. Let's go ahead and do this one. Allows me to play a second bird, and the second bird I'm going to play is this one for 8 points. And it needs 2 worms and a wheat. There we go. Move that down. Automa is going to take its first turn for the 4th round, and it's going to get a card and a cube. Face down card and a cube. Oh, I forgot to reset that, I believe. So let's go ahead and get this out. And face down, all of them qualify. Wow. So all of these are going to go away, and either of these could be the one kept. I'll keep the one that's a legit bowl nest, because really it doesn't matter. It's only for the points, and 4 points was the highest one there. And then out come the new cards. By the way, if you notice, there was a teal power that showed up. That's the first one that's shown up. That's part of the European expansion that I have built into this deck right now. It doesn't add much to the game other than end round powers and more birds. So it was one I felt comfortable keeping in along with this game. I took out all my Oceania expansion cards because of the fact that they completely change up the game quite a bit. But I felt like it was okay to leave the European expansion in. I am going to now do an egg action. Get 4 eggs. I'm going to play 1. Oh, sorry, no, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put them all on this bird right here. So it'll have 4 going for it. And then first brown power I come to is this one. I'm going to go ahead and discard an egg to get 2 fish. Because I have one more bird that I want to play. I'm going to come down here like that. And then Automa's turn. Automa's going to lose a cube and take a face down card. Oh, I just messed up on that one. Automa was supposed to get a face down card last time. So actually, it doesn't really matter. It's either way it's going to be, but and it would have reset the deck anyway, so let's just go ahead and throw that one face down. Why not? So he's going to get another face down card and reset. Just like that. And here we go. I was losing that cube. Now I'm going to come here and play a bird. It's going to cost me 2 eggs. It's pretty costly at this point in the game, but it's worth 6 points, plus another 2 points for one of my goals. And so I think that's all going to work out a little bit. Basically, it's a 6-point play because the 2 points for my goal is a wash with the amount of eggs that I just spent. I have to spend 2 fish. But I think that is worth it. It's at least borderline, if not. And then, so Automa's going to do its thing. Round 4. This time it's taking a face-up bird. Nothing else is happening. Okay, none of the face-up birds count, so another face down. And then I am going to take an egg action. Everybody jokes that in the base game, egg actions at the end of the game is what you do. Oftentimes they are right. So I put 2 on here, so I have a couple towards that. Put 1 on here, because that's going to go towards that. And then that's all the ones that go towards the goal. So I just put something random now. I don't need to discard. Well, if I were to discard 1, so see, the tiebreaker, if Automa and I were to tie, would be food, and Automa ends the game with 2 food automatically. That's all that Automa will have. So actually, if I discard 1 from another bird, let's go ahead and do this. It guarantees that we will tie at the end of the game. All the way through if we tie. I won't lose if that happens. Which I think, well, no, that doesn't make really that much sense because I have enough, do I have enough space to, you know what, that doesn't make sense because of the fact that I actually have enough space to, no, it does kind of make sense. It's only 1 victory point. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Let's just go ahead and say I did that. Automa is going to get 3 eggs and 1 towards the goal, which I think we've got Automa beaten on the goal by a long shot. Automa's got 8 right now, and I'm pretty sure we have way more than 8. Now I'm going to come here for the last action of the game. Play 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to spend any this time. Let's see, how many would I have had? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I would have had one more. Oh well, I should have just kept the thing last time, but that's okay. I outplayed myself there for a moment. Okay, let's go ahead and do Automa's last turn. Now, Automa's last turn is going to get 3 eggs and lose the 1 cube Automa has. There we go. And now we add up our points. First of all, I'm going to add up Automa's points. Automa gets, depending on whether you're playing easy, normal, or hard. Easy, it would be 3 points per card here face down. Normal would be 4 points per card. Hard, it's 5 points per card. I'm playing on normal, so I'm going to go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52. Then you add up the face value of all of the face up cards, which there's actually only one that doesn't happen very much like that. So add 3 to that. So Automa has 55 total points there between bird cards. Next thing you'll add up for Automa is the eggs. So 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. So Automa has 69 points there. The final thing, oh, we forgot to add up the scores here. I blew Automa away there. So now we add up all of these for Automa. So she has 10 points, 4 and 6 is 10, so that's going to be at 79. Plus 2 is going to be 81. Plus, you're going to take 4 divided by 2, because we were tied there, which makes 83. So she has 83 points total, and now it's time to add up my score. And I'm going to start, just for convenience sake, with the eggs to get them off the board. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 points in eggs. And then as far as bird cards go, I am going to start. Is there a way I can get 9 points off of here? Yep. So I'm going to do, actually no, I'm going to do this tucked card as a point. So now I'm at 20. So that's easy to kind of do with the rest of that point. So I'm going to do 6 and 6 is 12. Plus 8 is 20, so we're at 40 now. 45, 48, and we're at 50. 59 with these two. 62. 69. That was the same that Automa had at this point. But let's see what we have here. We have 2, so that's 71. Plus 5, 71 plus 5 is 76. Plus 3, 79. Plus 7, 79 plus 7 is 86. Plus I have these, which I believe I had 2 for that goal. No, yep, I had 2 points for that goal. So it's 88. Birds that eat. That goal, we got that. For this goal, keep it that way. For this goal, birds that eat berries, we got 1, 2, 3 birds, which falls into this first category. If I just gotten one more out, that would have been better. So we were 86, 88, plus 3 is 91. And then birds with this type of nest, we've got These two count for that as well. Or actually, all three of these count for this. So we're at 91. I have 5 birds, which falls in that first category. 91. And 4 is 95. So my total score is 95, and it was to 83. And so that's how you play the solo mode of Wingspan. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and playthrough, and I encourage you to get out there and try the solo mode. And it's very fun. It feels very similar to multiplayer mode in the way that things play out, and it's fairly easy to navigate the Automa card once you get the hang of it, and it doesn't take that long to get the hang of. And so I encourage you to give this a try. I enjoy playing. This is one of my favorite games to play solo, and so I hope you enjoyed this video, and encourage you to give this a go. And please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.